I'm Brenda Caldwell, aka Dr. B. Welcome to the Hope Zone, moving you from a place of hopelessness and brokenness to a place of healing and wholeness, a place where hope is alive to bring you more peace, more joy, more freedom, and more understanding of your God-given purpose. Let's enter the Hope Zone. Welcome to the third edition of the Hope Zone with me, Brenda Caldwell, aka Dr. B. I'm just so excited that you're taking this journey with me as you're listening to the Hope Zone, or whether you're seeing me, however way you are tuned in. I'm just so glad I am, because this is my charge to put hope in the earth. I am just excited and grateful that you're coming alongside the Hope Zone, because this is a place where there is hope for every single situation. So I'm just so glad that you're tuned in to today's podcast. I want you to do me a favor. I do want you to share the podcast with your family, with your friends, with somebody that you love, so you can make a difference in their lives as well. I promise you they're going to receive something, and I pray that you will receive something too. So as we tune in and get ready for today's podcast, I'm telling you, this is what we're talking about. Hello, Hope family. I'm back. Welcome in to All Things Hope with Dr. B. And we're actually on podcast number 3. We're doing it. Podcast number 3, and I'm just excited to take this journey with you. I'm just excited and grateful, really and truthfully, to God that I could come alongside you in this season of my life, so that I can be a blessing to you in this season of your life on the new podcast, All Things Hope with Dr. B. And I just hope that you've been sharing the podcast, not just to help you or inspire you, but that you could make a difference in someone else's life just by sharing the podcast. It means a lot. And, I'm not trying to get into numbers or anything. In fact, I've decided that I'm going to do this podcast for the one, and you're the one. You're the one. You're the one for me to do it. And so whether it ever goes from 1 to 100 to 100 to 1,000 or 100,000 or 1 million, I'm always going to focus on you, because you're the most important person who is listening today. And I'm so thankful, and I'm excited about what we are doing and how we're putting hope in the earth. As I told you, I am all things hope. I'm hope on 2 legs. I am the ambassador of hope. I'm a clinical therapist. I'm an artist. If you look over my shoulder, you'll see today's actual painting. I create paper towel. I'm actually the inventor. Let me just show you before we start the show. I literally tapped into a gift 11 years ago, where I actually now am the inventor of what is called 3-dimensional canvas sculptured art using paper towels. So I take something that's just plain and ordinary to create something that is special and extraordinary. And so I have the sparrow over me today, and the sparrow's words say that, what does it say actually? It says, his eye is on the sparrow, so I know he watches over me. Yes, you are being watched over because you're so special. Just wanted you to see that. All right, so today's podcast, episode 3, asks a question. And the question is, did you know? Oh my goodness, I've got to ask you this now. Did you know that you were divinely designed with 7 amazing abilities? You were designed divinely with 7 amazing abilities. The reason I want to tell you about these 7 amazing abilities that you have is because I want you to know how to do something, how to develop more confidence. We all need more confidence. How to develop more courage. Oh my, come on, we need courage in this life. and also how to become more content. Don't we need to be more content as well? We're going to break all those down. So let's get started today. Yes, a word of hope, word of life, word of truth, and a word that I pray will inspire, encourage, and absolutely transform your life. So again, 7 amazing abilities. Well, let me tell you, number 1, if you are a note taker, this is a wonderful episode to take some notes so you can share with your friends, or better yet, just tell them to watch the podcast. Tell them to listen in and tune in to the podcast. So however way you're listening, let me give you number 1. The first ability, we're talking about how God divinely designed you. This is an ability. These 7 abilities are abilities that you came to the world with. When you were shipped to the earth, when you were perfectly packaged for a purpose and wrapped for a reason and then shipped to the earth, you came with these 7 abilities. And these 7 abilities are going to give you power to walk in more confidence, more courage, and have more contentment to really just walk out your purpose. Number 1 is this. That is the word I love. Number 1 is volition. Volition, Volition. Did you get that? Volition. Volition. Break it down, Dr. B. Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I will. All right. So volition means the ability to choose. Volition is the ability to choose. To choose. Woo, choose. Oh, let that word choose sit in with you for a second. Choose. Ooh, choose. We need to just breathe in the word choose. That's an empowering word, that word choose. So what does choose mean? So you came to the earth with volition, which means you have the ability to choose. So let's give you the definition of choose. Choose means to make a decision after considering all options. Woo-hoo! Oh my goodness. Oh, y'all, I'm about to get excited. Well, you know what? Actually, I wake up excited. When you wake up knowing your purpose, when you wake up knowing why you're in the earth, which is what I wake up to give hope. Come on, are you with me? Hope is why I live, and hope is what I give. And so I want to help you understand right now, you have volition. Now, that's the first way that you were divinely designed. You were created by God with an ability to choose. So how does having the ability to choose help you? Think about it. It's a new year. You know, a lot of times we get excited when it's a new year, and we talk about living free in 2023, and I'm going to break free. And, I've heard a whole lot of, slogans about 2023 that are catchy and awesome, but choose means you have the power to make a decision. So if you don't like something about your life, if you don't like, for instance, even the job that you're working in right now, if you don't like, come on, where you are in your life right now, if you don't like the relationship that you may be in, it may be toxic. Come on. If you're in a toxic relationship, and toxic is when it's more negative than it is positive, when you feel more stressed than you feel blessed. Oh my goodness. I feel a rhyme trying to work out of me. I do. I think I am kind of an aspiring rapper. Undercover, y'all. I can drop a few bars. Oh my. Maybe another day. Okay. But anyway, so I want you to get this now. The ability to choose. Choose means that you can consider the options. Consider your options and then decide if you need to make a change. You can choose. That's like saying you can choose to stay angry. If you were angry in 2022, you can choose to stay in that anger in 2023, or you can choose to say, you know what, it's time for anger to pack up and get out of my house, my soul. Are you with me? We can choose. You get to choose what you eat. You get to choose what you wear. You get to choose, come on, somebody, the relationship you want to be in. You get to choose your friends. You get to choose, come on, where you decide that you're going to put the most of your energy. You can choose to write a book this year instead of talking about it. You can choose. So choose. That's what God has given us. So no one makes you do anything. You can choose to develop and work on your relationship with God, or you can choose to never pick up a Bible, never pray. Come on, another day. Choose. Choose. The ability to choose is powerful. Say this with me. I have the power to choose. Did you say that? I have the power to choose. I want you to understand. Let that word empower you to know that you can choose. You can choose. Do you understand? You can choose how you feel. You can choose what you're going to worry about. You can choose, to be bothered about people not liking you or not supporting you. You can choose to give attention to your enemies or attention to your friends. I say never spend more time concerned about your enemies than you do putting your heart and energy towards your friends. Listen, okay? I want you to get this in your heart and in your spirit that you were divinely designed with 7 amazing abilities, all to help you develop confidence, courage, and contentment. And so listen, it really does take courage, and it takes confidence to make some new decisions, to choose to get out of an unhealthy relationship. You have to have courage to do that. You got to have some confidence within yourself that you deserve better. And then doing so will give you contentment on the other side of that decision. And so from the smallest ability to choose perhaps what you want to eat in the morning, or to choose what you want to put on, those kinds of abilities to choose seem simple and light and hearted and no big deal. But when it comes to the ability to choose whether or not you're going to get out of an unhealthy relationship, or to choose to perhaps leave a job and step out in faith to pursue a business, that's a major decision that does take courage, and you have to develop a confidence within yourself, and a confidence that God is going to be with you, and to know that making this choice, yes, it's going to bring a consequence sometimes. Sometimes, we make choices and didn't quite work out, but that's okay. That's okay. That's why, life can be such a journey of adventure in and of itself. I know what that's like, because I literally 4 times in my life made a decision to choose to take that leap, to take that jump. Steve Harvey talks about jump, and I think he wrote a book about jump, and just how sometimes you in life, you got to make a decision to jump out and just see if you can pursue your dream and things like that. Well, I've done it 4 times. The first 3 times, I almost starved. Let's just be honest. I did. It was a great experience, doing so and choosing to pursue my life's calling and life's work, to heal, to encourage people, to speak life and hope, to have a business as a therapist, as a speaker, and all of that. But it was hard, but I decided that I was going to choose. It took courage. It did. But I decided to choose to do so. And almost 10 years later, this 4th time, it has worked out. And I'm so grateful to God. But you have that ability. That's number 1. That's the ability to choose. And that's a very powerful, powerful gift and ability that you have. You can choose every day how you're going to look at your life. You can choose to focus on the negative. You can choose to focus on the positive. You can choose to be happy or sad. You have that volition, the ability to choose. Never underestimate that you have the ability to choose. Number 2, Number two, 7 amazing abilities that you have because you were divinely designed so that you can walk in power, walk in courage, walk in confidence, walk in contentment. Number two is intellect. 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 What is intellect? Intellect is the ability to think, to think, to think, the ability to think. No one has to think for you. And the good news today that when you wake up, you get to decide, and they all tie together. You get to decide how you want to think. And so you can think negative, you can think critical, you can think just the most toxic thoughts. You can, or you can think positive. You can think. In fact, there's a word that that's found in Scripture that tells us how to think. In Philippians 4, verse 6 through 7 says, "Think on these things that are pure, that are lovely, that are true, that are honest, that are praiseworthy, things that have a good report." If we broke all those things down, it means simply think positive. Think about good things. You have that ability to think, and what you think determines what you are going to then begin to speak, because your thoughts, listen to me, I want you to get this. Your thoughts are words in seed form. Oh my. That's why everything that we think does not need to come out of our mouth, because sometimes it's the wrong thing. By the time it filters through your thoughts and gets all the way through your mouth, it comes out negative. And then you say, "Ooh, I didn't mean to say that." Well, it says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Now, so you can't speak things that are not already in your heart. So you have to be able to deal with the things of your heart. But when you wake up, before your heart becomes hardened or contaminated, or you start, getting some wrong emotions down there in the heart, you want to take control of your thoughts. So you have the power to think. Say that with me. I have the power to think. I have the power to think positive. I have the power to choose how I think. You see how number one ties right into number two? You get to choose how you think. You get to choose how you think. And so it's so important to know that you have intellect. You are an intellectual human being. You are an amazing person with a brain that can remember things, and you have thoughts that come through you. And if you don't like the thoughts that come through you, filter those thoughts through before you open up your mouth. Take authority over your thoughts. And so we just have to do that. I have to get real. Sometimes my goodness, whoo, my Lord. Sometimes a thought may come to me or come across my mind that may be not the best thought. And I have to take authority over that thought. I mean, if it's a lustful thought, I see a good looking man and, oh my goodness, single woman. That's where I am. I'm single. I love life. I love my life. I do. I love God. Come on. But I'm not blind. I can't see. So if I get some thought, if you will, that I should be focused on, I have the power to choose, come on, to take authority over that negative thought. Are you with me? Because I want my thoughts to be pure. I want my thoughts to be wholesome. I want to be thinking the right thought. So if you don't like the way you're thinking about a person, come on now, you got a judgmental thought trying to come through. You have the amazing ability to take a captive of that thought, to stop that thought in its tracks, okay? And it's something I learned to say some years ago. Years ago, it may seem crazy. I do not. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I do not like hearing the word "shut up." I think it's just really just. I just think it's harsh and cruel, and to tell somebody to shut up. I never liked that word. I didn't grow up being told shut up. And so it's just foreign to me to hear that. I don't like hearing it. But I will say this. When it comes to my enemy, and we all have an enemy, We all have an enemy. We have an enemy of our soul. His name is Satan, the devil, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him. I don't want to get too deep, but we do have an enemy to God that sends these negative thoughts. So when I get a negative thought, you know what I say? Shut up, devil. I do. I promise you. I say, shut up, devil. I don't receive that negative thought. And instantly, like boom, right there, that thought just dissipates. It's like it brings you back to your senses. So whatever you need to say when you get negative thoughts trying to take you down the road to worry, because our thoughts now, that's why we need to focus on think about what you're thinking about, because we really, if you're going to stay positive in your thoughts and healthy in your thoughts, you want to take inventory. What do you allow yourself to focus on? Because our thoughts can lead to worry, leads to anxiety. Thoughts can lead to depression. So I want to be honest, put my clinical hat on for a minute to just help you understand. I do know that a lot of times people do struggle with thoughts that become incessant over and over and over, and you find yourself, really thinking about things that have bothered you, and it keeps coming to your mind over and over and over. But you have the amazing ability to change any thought that you do not like. You do not have to be controlled by negative thinking. So you have to take authority over those thoughts by replacing those thoughts with positive words and saying some positive words, which we'll get to here in a moment. Now, let's move on to number 3. We're talking about how you were divinely designed. You literally didn't just come here and you don't have any power in you. No, you have power to choose. You have the power to choose how you think. That's called intellect. And then number 3 is conscience. I remember my mom used to say, let your conscience be your guide. Well, I didn't really understand it. Mama, like, could you break that down? Like, I'm only 9. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you with me? Your conscience. Well, as I've grown and as I've developed in my relationship with God, I understand that our conscience, what we call conscience, truly, really is the voice, if you will, that still small voice of the Holy Spirit, that he's really our conscience on the inside. But we have our conscience. What's conscience? Conscience is the ability to discern. What does it mean to discern? The ability to know the difference between right and wrong, good and evil, bad and good. So when you're talking about discerning, it's so wonderful that we have a conscience. Can you imagine how dark the world has become because people do not listen to their conscience? Oh my God. If you've ever said something like, something told me I shouldn't have done that. Something told me, I shouldn't have gotten in that relationship. Something told me that wasn't going to be good for me. Something told me. Anytime you're saying something told me, and I know you've said it, you probably said it today, didn't you? Didn't you say it today? Conscience is a powerful, powerful gift that we have. Again, truthfully, our conscience would be, for those of us who are, you believe in God and people of faith, we understand that we have, someone living on the inside called the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit really is our conscience. If you don't know the Holy Spirit, then you can just say, something told me. It's okay. It's okay until you get to know God on a deeper level. It's okay. God still loves us all. He takes us all just where we are. But your conscience is a good thing. So many people are doing evil things because they don't have a conscience. And that's terrible. It's terrible. You can't have a conscience. You can't be listening. You have the conscience, but you've seared the conscience. When people get to the point where they have no remorse, can do some, evil things, some hurtful things, and just don't even care, then that's someone who is seared, if you will. They've put a lock, if you will, on their conscience. They just have put a lock on it, close the door. I don't want to listen to anybody. I don't want to be convicted. I'm so glad I have a conscience. Oh my goodness. If I feel that I've hurt someone's feelings, oh my God, Oh my goodness. If I feel that I have wounded someone or wronged someone or said something that was just out of order, I promise you, I'm going to be so convicted so quick. I'm so thankful for that. Is that you? Do you get convicted quick? Do you get bothered when you do something wrong or when you fall short? When you mess up, when you make a mistake or just miss the mark, or you sin in some way, do you have a conscience? If you have a conscience and you listen to your conscience, then you're powerful, because you will make sure that you get right back on track. And that's why God designed us with that ability to be able to have the conscience on the inside of us, to be able to be to get back on track. And because we all fall short. We all fall short. I mean, really, the Bible says that, in Proverbs, that a righteous man falls 7 times. Ooh, but he gets back up. It's okay to fall. We fall. We miss the mark. We blow it. We do. With things that we say, things that we do, we just miss it. In this humanity, in this flesh, there's just nothing good about it. And so we have to really, really, really have a humble heart to be able to know when we believe that we're hearing our conscience. And the conscience is a wonderful thing. So that is the third way in which you have been designed, with an amazing ability to know the difference between right and wrong, and have a conscience and be led by your conscience, so that you can stay on the right track and you can do the right thing. Doing the right thing. We live in a world now where anything goes. We have what we call alternative truth. Are you serious? Listen, come on. The Bible doesn't change to accommodate any of us. It really doesn't. And so what would the world be like if we all simply live by what used to be called the 10 Commandments? Now, they're still there. 10 Commandments in Exodus, 10 Commandments. Listen, I just want you to be able to know you have power, and talking about having courage and having confidence. When you have a conscience, that's what will give you courage to do the right thing. So how do you do the right thing? You listen to your conscience. How do you have courage to make a hard decision? You listen to your conscience. Are you with me? Better known as the Holy Spirit. More so universally known as, quote, something told me. Are you with me? All right. Number 4 is another way that you have been divinely designed is this: emotion. What is emotion? The ability to feel. The ability to feel. It is so terrible how some people literally just don't have feelings. They can be cold-hearted and don't even have feelings. They do things or say things, have no remorse, don't even care how they may have hurt someone. Sounds like I'm putting on a hat to talk about narcissists. Woo, my goodness. I will bring that subject up and deal with narcissism. I deal so much with that. I can assure you, as a clinical therapist, because this narcissism spirit is just running rampant. And they certainly do not have feelings or display any feelings of empathy toward people. So this is the thing I want you to know, though. You were created to feel. We all were created to feel, until we get off track and start listening to the wrong, force or spirit in life to control us. But when you're controlled by the Spirit of God, you're gonna feel. Come on, you are a human being and you're created to feel. And why are emotions so important? Emotions are very, very, very important, because emotions help you have a heart. Emotions help you connect with other people. Emotions allow the human side of you to connect with people and to connect even with yourself. And it helps you to be able to have, I believe emotions gives flavor, adds flavor to your life, because we have the ability to choose how you feel. Now, here's the thing about emotions. If you don't like the way that you feel, because you've been created with volition, which is the ability to choose. If you don't like how you feel, you have the ability to change how you feel. You can change it. So if you're writing a note, You want to write this down. Your focus decides your feelings. Your focus decides your feelings. So whatever you're focused on will determine how you feel. Again, if you're focused, that means what are you thinking about? So your thoughts, come on, create your feelings. Are you with me? So if you don't like how you feel, if you feel depressed, if you feel angry, if you feel sad, if you feel lonely, if you feel worried, if you feel confused, all of those that I just described are negative feelings. So the reason that they're negative feelings is because you have a negative focus. So I want you to say, in this year, this new year, I'm going to change my focus. I'm going to shift my focus. Say this with me. I have the power to shift my focus. Therefore, I have the power to shift how I feel. That's a great word. Your focus decides your feelings. Anytime you don't like how you feel, take inventory of what you're focused on, because it's something in those thoughts that are causing you to feel that way. So it's important to know that, because you can wake up. You ever woke up on the wrong side of the bed? I said, if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, roll over. Come on and roll over and get to the other side then. Oh my God, don't ever give your thoughts or your feelings that kind of power in your life. Well, I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. No. You don't want to have that kind of approach to a brand new day. Every brand new day is a miracle in the waiting. It's a miracle in the making. In fact, it was a miracle to get you to the new day, because someone didn't wake up this morning. Someone died in their sleep. Someone died in a hospital last night. So when you talk about shifting your focus, then you'll shift how you feel. And the most powerful way to shift your emotions, if they're negative, is to focus on gratitude. Oh my goodness. I'm going to do an upcoming podcast. I'm going to do an episode on gratitude, because gratitude is so powerful. But I just want you to understand that you can choose your emotions. You can choose to be happy, choose to be thankful, choose to be grateful, choose to be excited, you can choose to have joy. I went through a major trial 11 years ago that almost wiped me out, and it had me in a dark hole. I'm going to tell you all about it, but not today. But in that trial that I went through, I made up my mind. Power of a made-up mind. I said, I will never allow myself to go through anything else in this life where I give away my joy. Don't give away your joy. Joy is powerful. Joy springs up from the inside. It's happiness overflowing on the inside that comes out, and it flows out of gratitude, and it just flows out of appreciation for life. But when you're in a dark hole, and when you're going through, and when you are heavy, and when you are so focused on the things of the world, or the cares of the world, it can just absolutely undermine your joy, and it can come in and snuff out joy. That's what happened to me. I had the wrong focus for 9 months of hell in my life. And I'm telling you, coming out of that, I said, I will never give away my joy again. And I've kept that now for 11 years. So I want you to know that 10 years. You have the power to decide how you feel. Are you with me? And number 5 here is self-awareness. Self-awareness. Self-awareness, very, very powerful. Self-awareness is just that. It's the ability to be aware of oneself. When you are aware, you can be aware of some shortcomings that you may have that you need to work on. That's an ability that is powerful, because if you're not aware of maybe a wrong attitude, if you're not aware of, maybe how you're treating people, then maybe you won't change it. But have self-awareness is an awesome, amazing ability, because then you can make a change. Then you can have the courage and the confidence to make a change, so that you then can become content. but you've got to be self-aware. So that's a very powerful ability to have, just the ability to be aware of your surroundings, but more so aware of you, aware of how you are maybe needing to change. And, it's good. Our body changes as we get older, and, life kind of changes. You need to be aware so we can make that shift and not allow it to destroy our attitude. And so it's wonderful to be aware. And it also, so it's wonderful to learn to just love yourself, no matter, whether you have it all together or not, and to be able to be aware of yourself enough to laugh at your faults, or laugh at your quirks, or just not take yourself so serious, not take life so serious, and not have to feel that you've got to have everything just right. I got to do everything right. Just got to have everything right. Listen, I told y'all, I just now came back to social media. I've been away for 2 years and completely on hiatus. This is really new for me, but I decided that, I'm going to obey God, because everywhere I go, people always say your voice is needed, Dr. B. It's needed. So I decided to be obedient in this year. Give this whole podcast deal a try, and I just want to encourage you. I just want to be a light to you. And so and then let me drop off 2 more, and then we'll shut it down today. And number 6 is memory. Memory is the ability to recall. The ability to recall. How does that help you to have the ability to recall? Memory. We have a brain that is amazing, that is far greater than the best computer that is in the market. The brain, all of these cells and these organs and everything that is associated with the brain is just far beyond my comprehension. But what it does, it allows us to remember. And so it's like clicking a button, and we can recall quite easily something from childhood. We can call something from 15 years ago. We can recall when we went, on a trip when we were 7 years old, and how we, failed coming down the elevator, anything. Memory. Sometimes the memories can be bad. We can remember being perhaps abused as a child. Perhaps we can remember, someone molesting us. So we can remember again the day that our parents divorced, or anything. We can remember negative things, and again, many times, or when we're unhealed, it will produce a certain feeling that's negative. But the powerful thing is we still get to choose. We still have this amazing ability to choose how we feel when we remember. So if you have negative memories, the powerful thing is that you can reduce a negative memory to being nothing more than a fact that has occurred in your life that no longer produces any feelings. That's called forgiveness. Woo! Y'all hold on. I mean, you hold on. You hold on. I'm talking to you. Hold on. I'll be definitely dealing with forgiveness. I'm going to do a whole series on forgiveness. Trust me, I will. But memory can be, again, we get to choose our memory. We get to decide how we want to frame a memory. So if they're bad memories, you can say, well, I went through that happened, but I healed. I'm still here. I'm still alive. I was wounded, broken, damaged, cracked, chipped, hurt, mistreated, ostracized, criticized, but I am still alive. Woo, did you hear that? You're still alive. You're still here, no matter what. So as long as you're still standing, every memory, good or bad, can still have life and have meaning for you. And so that's important, because being able to remember things can give you confidence and courage. If you remember some things that, again, were not good, you have the courage, again, to change those, reframe those, and just move on. Just to say, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to be a victim of my past. But God has given us this amazing ability to remember things, to recall things, and to allow those things to become motivators in our life or inspiration in our life. When you can remember, how a teacher was wonderful to you, that could be a motivation for you to go back to school and become a teacher. So we can take memory, that's powerful, and be inspired by those things. And so let me close it out with the very last amazing ability that you were created with. You know what that one is? And that is this. Oh, my favorite. Oh, my God, my favorite. Voice. Number 7 is voice. You were created with a divine ability to use your mouth to make things happen. Number 7 is voice. What is voice? Voice is the ability to speak. God created us with voice. We have the ability to speak. The word says that death and life are in the power of your tongue. And those who love it, who use your mouth, you get to produce the life that you live. So it's amazing. You talk about growing your confidence, developing confidence and developing courage and becoming content. Is taking your mouth, using your mouth daily. This organ here, this ability right here is amazing, because you can use your mouth and speak life, speak good things, and to be able to say good things out of your mouth about yourself, about your life, about your future. Your words have the power, because spoken words are the most powerful creative force in the entire universe. Words are. It's a mystery, but words are the most creative power source in the entire universe. So you get to have a vocabulary of words that you can release out of your mouth daily, but you can just make it simple every single day just by choosing to speak life and to speak positive and to say good things, to wake up and say, today is a great day. Something amazing is coming my way. Now, y'all know, I told you that I said that I was a aspiring rapper. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can see. There's quite a quick bar I want to drop off. I think it says something like, make it happen with your mouth, MOUTH. God put the power here. So why you gotta wait? If you call those things which be not as though they were, you can mark my word, it'll happen for sure. Peace. Did you hear that? Hey, listen. My CD, my rap CD is coming to a corner store near you. I don't know where you live, but it's coming. It's coming. Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, I'm excited. I'm grateful. I am thankful. Oh, my God. My daughter spoke something to me. She told me that I was going to absolutely enjoy doing this podcast. And I do. I really, 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 really do. I'm enjoying doing this episode number 3 of All Things Hope. And as I prepare to close out today, just remember, I have just shared with you 7 amazing abilities. Do you feel more confident? Do you feel that you have more courage now to make some decisions? And can you become more content? You can be content when you know that God created you with everything that you would ever need to become the person you were born to be. And you were born to make your own impact. You were born to do amazing things. You were born to make your own difference and your own mark in the world, just being who you are. And you can most certainly use your mouth to speak life every single day. Well, I am closing out episode number 3. I certainly would love for you to share if it is being a blessing to you, if it's helping you, if it's inspiring you. I'd love for you to share. You know why? Because I'm doing this not to gain big numbers. I'm doing it for the one person that you share with may be the very person who needs that hope spoken into their life. in order for them to know that their life is going to change for the better, that this is going to be the year that they are going to turn their lives around and tap into the power that they have. And so I just want you to know that for me, it's about impacting somebody's life, saving somebody's life, encouraging somebody, pulling somebody out of a dark hole. I want to be that light every single time. So I'm closing out again with reminding you about hope. This is All Things Hope with Dr. B. I want to remind you about hope. Just like a piece of rope, oh my, no matter what you do, hold on, hold on, hold on to hope. Hold on to hope. Until next time, be blessed. I'm so glad you made it to the end of the podcast. If the Hope Zone is making a positive difference in your life, please subscribe to the show so you don't miss the next episode. Leave a review, and most of all, share it with your friends. And remember, from your worst day to your best day, there's hope in every situation.